Fertile days after period are those days that you are likely to get pregnant if you engage in sexual intercourse or artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is a fertility treatment method in which sperm is delivered directly to the cervix or uterus. Artificial insemination helps to improve your chances of getting pregnant. There are different ways to calculate and keep track of your peak fertility days. In this article, we are going to be discussing them. But before we go forward, let's talk about the science behind your fertile days after period. Ovulation. You need to know that your fertile days after period is all about ovulation. Yes, ovulation. What is ovulation? Ovulation is the release of an egg from your ovary into your fallopian tube. It usually occurs 13 to 15 days before your period and varies from one woman to another. If you are looking to get pregnant, you need to have sexual intercourse or artificial insemination days before you ovulate or the day you ovulate. Your fertile days or peak days for fertility are 5 days before you ovulate or the day you ovulate. For instance, if your period starts on the first day of the month, your fertile days after period will be days 10 to 17 of the same month. Note that the above range is only an average as it varies between women. Some women can ovulate as early as day 10, while others are as late as day 20 of their menstrual cycle. Women's cycles are not average as some may be irregular. When regular, they may be shorter or longer than 28 days. These variations affect the time of ovulation. Rhythm method for natural family planning. The rhythm method is also called the calendar rhythm method or just the calendar method. It is a natural family planning technique. You need to keep track of your menstrual history to help you predict when you will ovulate. The rhythm method has been in use for many years to prevent pregnancy. It can also help you determine when you are likely to ovulate. To use the rhythm method, you have to keep track of your menstrual cycle for 6 to 12 months cycles. You have to note the day your period starts and when it ends. You will subtract 18 from the number of days in your shortest menstrual cycle. The result will represent the first fertile day of your menstrual cycle. Similarly, subtract 11 from the number of days in the longest. The result will be the last fertile day of your menstrual cycle. Cervical mucus discharge. The best period to have intercourse to get pregnant is when you observe the most fertile cervical mucus. The cervical mucus discharge looks like raw egg white, and you notice it a few days before ovulation. It becomes more slippery as you get closer to the day of ovulation. The cervical mucus helps the sperm cells get to their target area for fertilization to take place. Changes in basal body temperature. Another useful method to identify your fertile days is basal body temperature charting. Your basal body temperature is the temperature when you are resting. The first temperature you get in the morning before you start moving around is the basal body temperature. There is an increase in the basal body temperature when the ovary releases an egg. So, your temperature can help you know when you are ovulating. The change is so small, about half a degree, that you need to get a special thermometer. The fertile cervical mucus is more accurate compared to the basal body temperature method. Many factors can affect your basal body temperature. Some of these factors include stress, alcohol, and infection. Can you get pregnant 2 days before fertile window? The only time you can get pregnant is during your fertile window in the menstrual cycle. Your chances of getting pregnant increases if you have sex on the day you are ovulating, or 2 days before. The sperm cells can live in the fertile cervical mucus for up to 5 days. So, you can get pregnant if you have sex 5 to 6 days before ovulation. Watch the next video about the frequently asked questions about fertile period. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. If you have any questions, kindly comment below this video or on moxieber.com. A doctor will respond as soon as possible. Thank you for viewing.